You know what's interesting though? It's funny, and I don't know if I told you the story or not. But remember in our batch, PG came for one day for like 1 hour. Do you remember that by any
Right.
chance?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was probably the only person who went and talked to him. I don't know if you remember that or not.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just
No.
ran up to him. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I ran up to him, and he gave us probably the best advice somebody could ever give. And it's funny, like how like you heard it from different people. I had like PG talking to me directly, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
gave, and he,
Yeah.
yeah. So the advice was basically go back. What the hell are you doing here? Go back to Alberta. Go back to your, which is our province where we're from. Go back to your. He basically asked us what's our biggest school, and then he was like, go back to the school you're from, and until you have 80% of the school using your app, don't scale. And
Yeah.
because we were talking about going to a different part of the country and scaling and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And we were like, yeah, you're right, but it doesn't apply to our situation because of X, Y, and Z. Like we came up with reasons in our own head, right? And it's funny like how you said that, because like it's as humans we bias it. We're like, yeah, he's right, I get it, but it doesn't apply to us. And we like
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
and I've seen
Absolutely.
that. I've done it 100 times. I've seen other people do that all the time with their startups or in general, where they're like, they agree to the information. They're like, yeah, what he's saying is right, but they
Yeah.
don't like for some reason it doesn't apply to them, which I think is
Right.
fascinating human experience.
Absolutely. I think most of the great lessons learned in startup life, you can understand them. You can even agree with them,
Yep.
but you never, it's very hard to believe in them as a case for your
Yep.
company, and even harder to implement them. So I think this is the biggest resource that we got in at YC. uh, you know uh, they just were so, we respected them so much that we really believed in what they're saying, and really implemented the this mantra of talking to customers. I think this is the biggest learning and the biggest change
I agree.
for us. And it's easy to say, easy to learn, but it's not easy to implement. And I'm grateful to YC. By the way, you're mentioning PG. So PG came for dinner, and we are in line next to him. And then he says, "Oh, what do you guys build?" And my bro pitches Wakey,
Yeah.
and for maybe a half a minute or a minute, and then PG makes this face and then says, "Why did we even invest in you?" I was scared to death,
That's so classic. I love it. That's amazing.
He's an
It's so
amazing
amazing.
person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, he's so good.